All right, so we're here in Linda Toscano's office, as you can see. Maybe I'll do a pan around. We've got a bunch of posters and ribbons and pictures. A lot of horses that you've won, and I'm sure not even all of them can fill this room up. What's your house like? Is most of the stuff at your house the trophies?
Yeah, but I try to restrict it to the basement. I try not to have.
Why?
Because I'm proud of it, but I don't want
like
it
to show it off.
No, I don't want it right in everybody's face as soon as we walk in.
How many non-horse racing friends do you have that you would? Because if they come over, you're just like, oh yeah, just let's drink from the Hambletonian trophy.
Yeah,
you know? Like,
no, we don't do that. I probably don't have as many non-horse racing friends as I used to, but I do have a lot of non-horse racing family.
So
yeah.
Let's jump right into it. Let's start last year, because we're here for the Oaks, and you have Lady Chaos. She's in the Oaks, and she's the Breeders' Crown champion. So how was last year's Breeders' Crown leading into it? She was a pretty solid 2-year-old, and then you hit the Breeders' Crown, and bada bing, bada boom.
Yeah, she's fun, because I loved her as a baby when we bought her, and she really was, I call her an invisible horse, because those horses that really don't do anything wrong training down, they just simply trot and then they go faster and they go faster. She won her first baby race here at Magical. It was kind of a strange year because of the pandemic.
Sure.
So we baby raced her here, and then she went on. Her first start was at the Meadows. She did what she was supposed to do there. We had one bleep in the radar, and that was she got very grabby in a start out at the Red Mile, and she literally ran away with David. And I was afraid that sometimes 2-year-old trotting fillies don't come back from that.
Right, yep.
And then we had to put her on a truck and send her up to Canada. Unfortunately for me, I have the most amazing friends in Canada in Paula Wellwood and Mike Keeling. So they were able to grab her on that end of us when we got her across the border, and they raced her in the peaceful way for us. And she was a good girl up there, came back down, won the Kentucky Sire Stakes final, which led her into the Breeders' Crown, and then she won the Breeders' Crown. So she was a dream horse. And knock on wood, so far she's come back really well. I'm a little frustrated with the fact that she seems to be always a bridesmaid, never a bride this year. She's won one, but she's finishing up, and always, for the most part, her strongest part of the mile is the end. So with a little bit of luck, I think she has a real good shot.
Sometimes, you know, other horses catch up to you, and it's a little, like, as long as you feel that she's been doing her job, and, you know, at the peak of her game, hey, that's racing, right? I'm sure you don't want it, but as fans, like the Oaks and even the Hamilton, both races this year are, man, it's a stacked field. And again, you as a trainer, you're like, can I just be the best and just have it easy? But it's kind of nice when you have those other horses, and if she does win the Oaks, you can be like, no, I beat all those horses, and that's an impressive resume to have.
That's true. The good part is it's going to be a great fan race, because there really is, I think right now, Nifty's filly is very, very good. She's probably the favorite going into it, but for the most part, the rest of them, it's a trip race, and I think it's going to make for a very good race. And I feel the same way about the Hambletonian.
And she was very solid in the Del Miller, finished up strong, and you know, it's tough when I think they got a pretty easy middle half, and it's tough for a sprint home. We don't expect that in the Oaks. We expect nothing easy. It's going to be, they're going to be rolling all 4 quarters. So
I believe that to be the case.
Let's rewatch the Breeders'. How often do you rewatch your replays? Do you first of all, do you watch the races when you're standing there?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, I watch them. I'm probably nervous through that when I think I have a really good chance. You know, when you've been doing this as long as I have, I don't get nervous anymore when I don't think I'm got a really good chance. But when I have a really good chance, I want everything to go right. So, and I really did believe that she was one of the best, if not the best, going into that race last year. So,
and she proved it. She was an elim winner. So, and I almost feel like hey, we did all the work during the week. We did all the work the day of. We got her to the race. We checked her up. Like, I almost feel like,
then it's up to David.
I did my job.
Yeah.
So that's, I almost feel like some trainers never get that release of, okay, my job's done. I did it.
And then your butterflies start, and you hope that it's going to work out. And again, it was a strange year, because there was nobody there.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
So, but yeah, no, she was nice and relaxed. She did what she was supposed to do. She was. She always makes me worried in the last turn a little bit.
As far as
because
like,
she lets go of the bit a little,
Okay.
and she's not done, but she just kind of relaxes a little bit. She almost takes a breather, and then all of a sudden she'll come again. And David laughed at me after the race because I said to him, "Were you worried?" He said, "Not really."
no, not really.
But
So you as a trainer, I mean, you want to leave it up to the driver, but you kind of in your own head, you're like, okay, this is how I wish the race would kind of unfold, right? Like,
yeah, I don't get into their heads too often. Once in a blue moon, I'll say, when I'm really feeling strong about something, that we need to go forward or
Right.
we need to take back in this race. But for the most part, when you hire these guys, they're the best.
And
So let them do their jobs.
she's just cruising up alongside. It didn't even look like she really worked too hard for the lead here, and she's going to get the lead, I think, pretty much nice and easy the way you want it, right?
Yeah, I wanted her close, but I really didn't want her on the lead if possible because she has a tendency to get a little lazy on the lead. So in a perfect world, I wanted her covered up a little bit just to give her a break. She likes a target. So that's what we were hoping for, and it worked out exactly that way.
And here we got a little bit of a pressure coming on the outside, but you know, you're kind of like, well, 57-1. You're not really worried. It's not like you went to the half in 55. And here's your spot where let's get her covered up, and that's probably even better for you, right?
Yeah, that's what I wanted. And so did David. That's exactly what we were hoping for. And the horse on the outside was actually a really good thing also because that kind of keeps her interested. We went from one extreme to the other. She was so grabby that one day that I spent so much time getting her calmed down that I almost overdid it a little bit. And but she just did what she was supposed to do. She's a good girl. She's been a good girl. She's just she's flawless gaited. She doesn't wear much. She wears a pair of trotting boots behind, and that's it. And
she just took off, went up the inside. You had Maserati coming at you a little bit on the inside. You're like,
I was worried.
Come on, long stretch.
Yeah, I was worried. That stretches forever, though.
And she must have seen Maserati coming and just held off nice. I mean, what a nice solid mile and a nice, like, everything went smooth and perfect.
It did.
And it's got to be nice when a good horse does her job and you are able to enjoy it the way that she was.
Absolutely. It was fun. I was excited. You can tell I was excited.
And
because
that's, you know, Dave, all the Breeders' Crowns he won, I forget who else he won with. He was just getting mobbed by everybody. Century Pharaoh, I believe.
Century and Perfect Sting.
Yeah, Perfect Sting. He just gets mobbed on the and there's a great picture of you and him, and it's nice. It's like that's what we want to see. And you know, no matter how many of these you win, it's just that's what I want to see. I think the fans want to see that you guys all are happy about it. Dave did his job, you did your job, and behind the mask you can see that you're just gleaming right here.
Well, it's why we do it. You know, to be able to say you put the first harness on a filly and you brought them to this point. This is what it's all about. This is the pinnacle. When you can win it, when they say it all comes down to the Breeders' Crown, it really does.
That's
sometimes
what it is.
At the end of the year, it's hard to get them ready early and then keep them solid through the whole year and then have them still show up and be at their best at the end of the year too. And I'm so proud of them when they're able to do that.
And it's nice that she's come back at 3 and she's right there with all the best of them, and we'll see what happens on the elims, right?
Yep, that's what we hope for.
That's the game plan. And then moving, you know, she's got to defend her crown, so it's not like the Oaks is the one all be all race, right? She's got to defend her crown, moving as a 3-year-old.
All the big races are coming right now, so it's time. The big dances are arriving, so it's time for her to do her job.
Now it's the best time of the year.